it, in the hood with it. Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on also. That way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support I'm getting. Thank you, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I could say I'm graciously humbled. Thank you guys very much. So there's a pattern here this week. And I've been telling you about some of the worst Cellies I've ever had. You know, I told you about Chorizo, the big fat guy that just walked around like, oh, right? And then I told you about, of course, I'm blind, right? I told you about the blind homeboy. But for those of you that have been watching my channel for these years that I've been doing it, a couple years ago, I told you about the worst Cellie I ever had. Disculpeme, right? Now, for those of you that don't know what a J-Cat is, there's several different versions of a J-Cat. Okay, there's the A side and the B side. You know, flip the record. When you're talking about a J-Cat, that is someone classified as out there a little bit. You know, you can consider someone like, oh, 50 Vic, huh? A J-Cat, right? Not necessarily the way a man handles his business, but kind of what's going on up here. They're not correct in their ways of thinking, or at least in a normalized setting. They're just a little bit off, a little different, right? 5150, something just wasn't poured into it when they were creating the cake mix, right? Their shit is not a nice chocolate cake. It's a pineapple upside down cake that didn't come out correctly, right? Their brain is a little mixed up, scrambled eggs. So, not huevos con chorizo, huevos con nopal, right? It's just a little different. So, I had a Cellie, I like to call him Disculpeme. It's kind of a classic story I told, so I'm going to retell it, but in its entirety and tell you actually what absolutely happened to Disculpeme later on down the line, because it was unfortunate, but I seen it coming. My old Cellie, the blind guy, did it. He heard it, but I seen it, right? So, yeah, Disculpeme. So, again, I'm pulling up to a new prison. So, just like all the other videos, right, I'm pulling up to a yard and ad seg overflow. And again, you can't dictate or pick which Cellie you got. You just got to kind of go with the flow. It is what it is. And adapt to whatever is going to happen while you're in the cell. Now, there's been some cases where I've seen guys get put with guys in the cell. And all of a sudden, you just hear the Royal Rumble happens, right? And cops are running over there. Hey, what's going on here? And one guy got another guy in the head like he's giving him a cascaron. He's talking about, I don't know. You ask him, right? The Congress. Oh, shit. Right? And that's just how that goes. So there's sometimes Cellies just don't mix. They don't gel. You can't blame either one. In some cases, I guess you can, but it just doesn't work out. And more than likely, the cops will separate them. They're not going to make you live with that guy if you guys are fighting. You know, someone's going to get in trouble. They're going to separate you guys because they're not trying to do paperwork and deal with the bullshit all night. And they're not trying to wake up in the morning and have a motherfucker choked out. So more than likely, they'll switch you and then everything's good. I've watched a guy fucking get switched 3 times and fight with each one of his Cellies. It just was a bad situation for him, I guess. You know, and them type of individuals, if you're active, if you're general population, buddy, you're not going to last too long. It's just the way that goes, right? So anyways, this particular day, we're on that bus getting to where we're getting, and there's a vato on there that is just a J-Cat. I mean, he's talking to himself. He's looking up in the air, you know what I'm saying? He's thinking he's seen the space aliens. Either he has a smile on his face out of nowhere, like he's seen the space aliens from Miami, or he's laughing at Shannon Sharp's outfit from the other day, right? Either way, the Vato's fucking out there. And of course, my luck. Yeah, that's my Cellie. I already know. I'm sitting there fucking waiting to see what's in my bag lunch if they throw an extra Kool-Aid packet in it, right when we get to R&R. And I already know. You ain't got to tell me. There's not a thought in the world. God has blessed me with the intelligence and the understanding to know that I'm fucked pretty much all the time, right? This guy's going to be all my Cellie and it's going to be all bad. And oh, what do you know, right? You go by this cell. You go by that cell. You dumb motherfucker looking up in the air. And you, sorry, buddy, go in that cell. So now we're standing in front of the cell. And let me describe Disculpeme. You see the guy on the thumbnail? Minus the gold teeth, but that smile, same sweat. That's him, right? He was a tall dude, dark dude. He was from Los Baños, right? Which is Merced County, which is my area. And usually in the 209, man, it's like we click. We are of an understanding. In the Central Valley, San Joaquin Central Valley, in Merced, all of us are pretty much the same. We got the same swag, the same upbringing, the same get down. I mean, we come from different cities and different blocks, but at the same time, just being a Vallero, coming from the valley, we have that same type of stilo because we know what's up. That's good. We've been did that. We've done cruise McHenry, Moody Boulevard. We've done cruise in Stockton. We done been on Charter Way a gang of times. You know, we done smelled all the way meth smoke from Stockton and heroin smoke from Madera. We just know. So anyways, I'm standing with the dude and he's from Los Baños. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? And he was like, Disculpeme. Like, you know, for those of you that don't understand what Disculpame means, it means like, excuse me. Like, he's sorry, like he did something wrong. Like, excuse me, bro, I didn't mean to, right? So when you hit someone up and you ask them their name, you're used to saying, oh, yeah, my name's Spooky or Chino or fucking Playboy or whatever they say, right? This Vato looks at me with, hey, it looks through me like fucking I'm not there. Like a cucaracha on the ground asked him the question. And instead of saying, yeah, they call me, and hey, here's the cool part about it. His name was Spooky, right? But instead of saying, yeah, I don't even know why they call him Spooky. It was Spooky in there. We're going to get to it. What I'm telling right now is not only a prison story, but it's like a paranormal story too. Because there was some paranormal shit going on with this guy. This Vato was possessed, right? So he looks at me and he says, Disculpame. I said, all right, fuck you, right? So I'm already thinking about, damn, what? At this point, what do I do in my life? So they put us in the cell. So we get in there and this guy keeps mumbling. And he's making his bed. And I threw his ass on the top. Facts. Fat guy got the bottom just because I was scared if the bolts, you know, were able to sustain 500 pounds. Blind guy got the bottom bunk because, you know, I just called to say I love you. You know, I felt bad, right? And it was the right thing to do. This J-Cat is taking his ass to the fucking top bunk without no hesitation. I already was frustrated and kind of like upset that I have to be stuck with this guy. And the whole time he's making his bed and he's mumbling, Disculpame. Disculpame, homie. Disculpame. Right? It got to a point where I thought he was singing a Los Buki song. I started making a beat. Disculpame. Disculpame. Right? And he just kept repeating this over and over again. So, bam, they'd given us a sack lunch. So, there's really no words to explain with this guy. So, I grabbed my paperwork, man, and kind of put it on his bunk. Like, here, disculpa that, bitch. Right? So, he looks at it, you know what I mean? The whole time he's reading, he's going, Disculpame, homie. Disculpame, right? I'm like, this Vato don't know what I don't even know if he knows what he's reading, right? Give me my shit. I'm in here for beating people up. Here, let me see. You know what I mean? And usually, like I said in my video before, you don't ask anyone for their paperwork, but he just continues to make his bed. I'm like, hey, disculpame, homie. Do you, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck are you in prison for, homie? You know what I mean? It was like, oh, disculpame, right? He reaches in his bag and hands it to me. And I read it, man. And this Vato doesn't have bad charge. Nothing like that. He's just, something happened. You know what I'm saying? He got dropped on his head 1, 3, many times. So, cool. All right, cool. You're good. You're not fucking a sexual predator. You know, your name ain't Danny Masturbatorson or Chris Waterbatorson or none of these weirdos, right? SP Emerson. So I'm like, all right, cool. We can get along on that tip. But, yeah, bro, that part of the cell right there in the corner, well, disculpame, that's yours. And this part is mine. I didn't really want to be around him. I didn't feel comfortable. But even more so than that, I couldn't, you know when you see people and just right off the, and you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, Paul, but I shouldn't have did that. But imagine being locked up. He's a big motherfucker too. He was tall, kind of muscular, looked like he got down right. You know, I didn't want to test the waters. But again, I wasn't scared like, hey, bro, fucking, he's a J-Cat. And in most J-Cats, you have to lead them around because they don't understand what they do. You know, they're just a little off. But if you make them mad, they're going to go crazy, right? So I'm like, nah, You know what I mean? I gotta play this one like a tightrope. So I'm like, hey, bro, you know, I work out. I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? My shit is different, you know, so I like to make a little curtain. So I get to making my little fishing line, my little curtains. We're going to be in there for a little while. This is not my first rodeo. Again, I told you about fucking the speed stick melter, right? We had did the ad seg overflow. So I figured, hey, 7 days. We'd be up out of here. Stay as far fucking away from me on the yard as you can. He was like, Disculpame, homie. You're going to be my Cellie the whole time here. Now, this is the only thing I've ever heard other than yes, sir, right? From him. And I'm like, Disculpame, fuck you. Right? Hell no, bro. I'm requesting to get as far on the compound away from you as I can. So here's the thing, the cool part about it. This Vato worked out morning, noon, and night. Our cell never did not have foam on the floor. This Vato bird bath, oh, it was a routine. Breakfast, workout, Disculpame. The whole time, Disculpame, homie. Disculpame. It sounded like he was getting boned by fucking P. Diddy. I was like, what the hell's going on here, right? It sounded like this, the more money we come across, the more problems we see. I was like, oh, nah, homies are banging next door. What's going on in there? I was like, Disculpeme, right? So it was just, he was sweaty and just doing his own thing. He was in his zone trying to make 150 bucks, right? So the vato was doing his thing. And I was tired of it. I was frustrated day after day. Didn't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like Gordo did, like Chorizo, but he stunk a little bit. Yeah, we both did. So I can't be mad at him for that. When he took his shit, right, for some reason, there was no smell, which was kind of odd. That's why, to this day, I still think I was sold in with, you know, someone that was either an extra in the movie Exorcist or, you know, had some paranormal experiences. Because I'm used to smelling shit. Sorry, I just been locked up my whole life, and I know the aroma of different flavors, right? And that out right there, I could say his shit was zestfully clean. So I didn't have no qualms about, you know, him doing that. It was just working out all day, and I'd be reading the little Bible or the little book, whatever I had, right? Because we didn't have our property, of course. And I was like, hey, bro, what's up, right? And he'd be like, oh, Disculpame, homie. Disculpame. I'm like, no. I don't want to fucking scoop shit in you or on you, right? Just do your thing. So anyways, we go through it. And don't get it twisted. We did have a couple conversations. You know, we were on our Rain Man shit in there. He was doing his Charlie Babbitt. And I was trying to understand, you know, I was like, hey, bro, so, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person I like to tell a little war story, conversate, talk about some chicks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, there's this one. Ain't no thought like the one I got, right? I like to tell, you know, like facilitate making your time go by fast. This is what you do when you got a Cellie, especially a good Cellie. And it's like, hey, you know the time to hold them, the time to fold them. Everything goes perfect, right? So I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? You had chicks out there, you got no lady and shit, a family, kids. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, pass the time. He was like, he'd be looking at me working out. Mean, too. He'd be like, I don't want to talk about it. Disculpame. Right? I'm like, oh, fuck. Guard! Help! Right? Give me another one. And another one, right? So it comes the day that we're going to get out of the hole, right? And as it's funny because as soon as the guard's like, all right, you know, we're going to stand in front of your doors. We got some cell movements to do, you know? This guy's looking at me like all lost. Now all of a sudden, he wants to talk. He's like bumping my shoulder. I'm like, hey, bro, watch out. You're a man, homes. What's going on? And he was like, hey, disculpa me, homie. Can you tell him we could be sold up, bro? Because I don't know. He's all scared and shit. I'm like, bro, get your big ass away from me, right? So the cop's like, you're going to building 2, fucking top tier, cell 2, whatever, right? I'm like, screw my homie, right? I'm out. Boom, I take off walking, and hey, and there's another homeboy walking, so I'm like, hey, bro, what cell are you going to be in? He tells me, I was like, oh, we're going to be Cellies, bro. Feed him. He's like, that's right, carnal. He was a homeboy from Tulare County, right? Solid, from Porterville. So I'm like, all right, that's what's up, homeboy. And we're mobbing, we're getting to know each other. He's like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping, bro. I'm down to like 18 months, homie, so it is what it is. And I said, yeah, that's right, bro. It's cool. I'm kind of gauging him. Am I going to get the bottom bun? What are we going to do here? You know what I mean? We're going to thumb wrestle over the top. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the bull Hurley in this shit. What's up, man? Sylvester. And it's cool. We get in there. He's not tripping. He's like, hey, get out the bottom bunk, bro. I love homeboys like that. You know what I'm saying? That are just cool like that. He's like, take the bottom bunk. Bro, do your thing, bro. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? You mind if I take a lick? Yes, do I mind, bro? You got a dick, right? Do your thing. Perfect. Disculpame goes to where I don't give a fuck, right? He goes to a building where there's other mentally challenged and people that are just different. It's like they knew, right? They must have seen it in a C file, and the cop must have been like laughing, like, damn, we set up that fool with a straight cat, right? Straight gato. The gato's in there with Heathcliff, you know? So I see him on the yard, and we both go through the motions. You know, before we are cleared on that yard, we have to sit on a bench and do certain things. You know, I get cleared before he does. And eventually he does get cleared. Homeboys are even asking me about him. Hey, what's up with the homeboy, bro? Is he cool or what? I said, why? They're like, I don't know, bro. Homeboys are saying he's a little fucking out there. And I said, imagine living with him for 7 days, bro. And the homeboys are like, damn, they scoop on me, homie. I said, no, don't even say that. It's tainted, bro. I'm shocked by that word now. I never use that word anymore. Not that I use a lot of Spanish, but when I do, disculpame is a word that I don't use. It's fucking, I have nightmares. So the vato, I see him, he gets a little bosom buddy, right? Gets him a little partner that walks like this, all chueco and shit. So homeboy with a fucking half a leg, right? So with these two dudes walking around the yard together, Southsiders are just like, wow, what the fuck is that, right? And I'm like, oh, hell no. Why Northerners always gotta look bad, right? Let's just remove them out there. But they're doing their thing. And I ain't mad at them, right? And he would see me on the yard. We'd be working out. You know, like I said, we functioned right there. We're all homeboys. There wasn't very many of us, like 25 of us. And he'd come up to me and he'd be like, "Disculpeme, homie. How you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm all right, bro." It was forever. It was forever, bye. Get the fuck on, right? But he was good, dude. He was a good dude. You know, I can't say nothing. Well, somewhere along the lines, he J-Cats out and beats up one of his Cellies. He gets a Cellie, and you don't do red on red. You don't put hands on a homie. That's just what you don't do. He gets a youngster in there, and I guess the homeboy got tired of his bullshit. And I could understand, because I was on the borderline like a Madonna song. I was on the brink of and it wasn't no motherfucking armored car, right? I was on the brink. I was on the brink of fucking just saying, "Hey, homie, I'm gonna fucking sock you in your chest." So this Vato, the word on the curb is he beats up his Cellie. Now, again, that's just the word because they don't get caught. You know, so I guess his Cellie says, "Hey, man, the homeboy fucking, you know what I'm saying, choked me out a little bit." And the homies are like, "What the fuck you mean the homeboy choked you out a little bit?" So there's an investigation that starts. This Vato gets put on freeze, right? So the homies are like, "He's a J-Cab, bro. Let's just use him to do the next removal. Let's put him on frontline status. You know, that'd be his DP." We're not sure if he really did this to the homie, or if the homie's just trying to get rid of him because he's scared of him. Because like I said, he was big, right? We already knew he was a cat. Everyone did. We used to clown on him. You know, say it's cold to say it. It's not a bullying tactic, but the Vato used to walk and they'd be like, look at. One homeboy used to sing, "I'm walking on sunshine, oh," because I want to be floating. Disculpeme. Hey, he'd be wearing these fucking sunglasses too, all hard, bro, and he would sway when he walked the yard. Southsiders were like, "Yeah, that Vato right there, yeah. That Vato fucking used to pick apricot. That's a famero for real," right? So, anyways, homeboys use him on frontline status. They tell him he's got to do a pegada. They want him to be a hitter. So basically he has to use weaponry and handle some business. This Vato cats out and gets off on the dude like when he wasn't supposed to. The shit was supposed to happen like the next day on yard recall. This Vato goes in the chow hall and just fucking starts choking the Vato. "Disculpame," right? The Vato's like, fuck it. I'm going, right? So he removes that dude. He goes to the hole. Okay, he goes to the hole, and instead of it being gang related or anything, even the cops don't know what the fuck to call it, right? So it's basically an assault, and we're thinking, okay, he's gone. Fuck it, bro. You know what I mean? We're willing to keep the other homeboy that was all bad before him, right? That's serious. So he's in the hole. He comes back to the fucking yard, right? And a homeboy had pulled up in the meantime, in between time, who was somebody, a very seasoned soldado man from the Yay area, from the South Bay area, you know, San Jose area, that just wasn't bullshit. And he was on some gangster time. He had just been, he was a shoe kick out. So he came out, bro, after doing an 18-month term in the shoe. And he was really with the wigglization, okay? And when you get certain homeboys like that, whether you're a Southsider, Norteño, a white, what's up, Woods? Hey, hope you had your morning coffee, right? Brothers, man, these shoe kickouts hit differently, man. They come out and they're trying to reorganize some shit, get some shit going. If it ain't broke, they won't fix it, but they'll add their own flavor, right? So he comes out and he's very well-known and very respected homeboy. So we feel like we're in our zone, bro, because now we got a good, solid-ass fucking homeboy. I mean, righteous. And in them times, man, you know, we need Vatos that will lead by example, you know? So anyways, he's a good homie. And he's like, "Hey, who's all here? We're running him down. Hey, there's a homeboy from Los Baños. He's in the oil, but he's a fucking J-Cab, bro." He's like, "Yeah, well, we got to treat all homeboys, you know, equally." And we're like, "Yeah, no, we understand. We tried, bro. You'll see. You'll see. If you ever meet this Vato, you'll know." Because we're thinking he's gone, right? You hear it. Disculpame. He comes walking up like, hell nah. He gets released Tuesday. He comes up to the yard. The homies are like, "Oh, forgot to tell you that Vato's back." What? After about a week of him interacting with the homeboy, the homeboy's like, "Hey, yeah, we got to do something about this Vato. So this kid, the Vato can't be here because I'm going crazy about the Vato's driving me down, bro. Disculpame, right?" So what eventually happens to him is this guy, Vato, gets cut up hella bad. Compiled with, and it was kind of dirty politicking, but compiled with what he had did to the homeboy, just the way he carried himself. There was a lot of rumors, you know, that he, coming from a different prison, was wild. Like he had done some wild shit I didn't even know about. There was just too much going on, man, to save this guy. And I'm not going to lie, out of all the pegadas, all the shit that I've ever seen in my life, this one I felt the most bad for, but I was kind of glad as well. Just to be away from him. And I know he wasn't my Cellie anymore. I didn't have to deal with it. But I was, back in the days as a gang member, especially on a yard in prison, I was all about image. I was all about the way I was perceived by the opposition. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's a thing in prison, man. If they look at you and you're all fucking floating on sunshine and walking around all stupid, they're going to see your team as weak. And if they see a flaw and a weakness, they're going to exploit that. That's part of the game. It used to be the same way. There was a couple Southsiders, man, that would get there and you would like, look at this about them. They're about the fucking weirdo, right? And then they whack them. And you'd be like, shh, seen that one coming, right? That's how it is. The brothers the same way, man. If there was a brother there that was, you know what I'm saying, a little just off, 2 days later, he'd be chueco. And if there was a white guy that was a little off, well, fucking, you know, he was going to be holding on by a string because they're going to try to cut his head off. It's just the way it was. So, yeah, a couple little homies got on his helmet, man, and they butchered him up real nice, you know. We're going to carve him up real nice. And they Tony Montana'd him, and that was it. Manolo, shoot that pizza shit. He was gone. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, man, so I seen this one coming, right? I felt so bad for him, but disculpame, homie. You know, there was nothing I could do. You know, and to this day, I've always wondered, whatever happened to that guy? You know, I know he got cut up pretty bad. They didn't kill him, man. They fucked him off pretty good, though. But I remember thinking to myself, whatever happened to this guy? Should I ever try to reach out to him? But disculpame, homie. I never did, right? And also, you know, I always wondered why he ended up like that. Now, I understand some people are just born into shit. Some people just are different. And I think it's a life lesson. He made me understand we're not all the same. Everyone's like, hey, we're all the same, homie. No, we're not. Bro, that fat fucker I was soda with, I am not the same. The blind homie, he was cool, solid, real, but we are not the same. That vato, disculpame. Oh, fuck, we weren't even in the same realm, homie. This vato thought he was in a fucking Lord of the Rings episode. You know, my precious, disculpame. Right? He was just different. Anyways, with that being said, that's what people ask me about. They've been asking me about him. That's the old school story. It's the truth. It's the facts, man. A J-Cat. And there's different variations of J-Cat, okay? That was just what I had to go through. You know, there was a homeboy we called Speedy on the yard, man. Not that particular yard, a different yard. He used to take all kinds of meds, and the meds fucked him up, so he walked like this. He always had babas hanging out his mouth. Right? But as soon as it become pill call, gone. Speedy Gonzalez. Slowpoke Rodriguez on the daily. Speedy Gonzalez during pill call. Go figure. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. I got another Bangladesh coming later on. Another banger, man. It's pretty prevalent to what's been going on lately. I'm going to speak my piece on an issue that arose, you know, a couple days ago, man. This is a trip. Just pay attention, man. I got something coming this afternoon. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. I hope that I made you laugh. I hope that I made you cry. I hope that I kept it real because you understand what's the deal. You know what it is. This is the gun, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's bringing you guys the best entertainment I can. Disculpame. Bang, bang.